National news this afternoon. President Biden has taken executive action to seize billions of dollars of frozen Afghan central bank funds. He intends to split that money, with half going towards the needs of the Afghan people and the other half for families of the victims of the September 11th attacks. And attorneys representing several of those families impacted calls it welcome news. Skylar Henry has more for us from Washington.
Behind closed doors, President Biden signed an executive order to place $7 billion in U.S.-based assets from Afghanistan's central bank into one account in the Federal Reserve Bank of New York. It's just the first step as the Biden administration seeks to split the money, with half to meet the basic needs of the Afghan people and the other half subject to lawsuits brought by families of 9/11 victims, as well as other terror victims.
The reaction of our clients has been very favorable. This has been a battle that we've been waging for 20 years now.
Attorney Keith France represents 17 families impacted by the September 11th attacks. He says some of his clients, like many other families, are still awaiting judgments for damages.
It creates a clear path for us to tap into these resources in order to pay appropriate and legitimate judgments.
This week, a Senate panel heard testimony about the humanitarian crisis in Afghanistan as the country faces severe hunger and economic issues under Taliban rule.
Less than 2% of Afghans will have enough to eat this winter. Media reports of young girls being sold into marriage are true. Media reports of people having to sell their organs to feed themselves, also true.
The $3.5 billion designated for the Afghan people under Friday's executive order is in addition to the more than $800 million in humanitarian aid the U.S. has already allocated since mid-August. Skylar Henry, CBS News, Washington.
More than $2 billion in additional funds from the Afghan central bank are also currently being held in Germany, the United Kingdom, Switzerland, and the United Arab Emirates.